Well, finally on today's Newsmaker, financial professional Mindy McIntosh from McIntosh and Associates is here with one resolution that we should all make this year: to get financially fit. Now, many of us make New Year's resolutions, but they can be a little tough to keep sometimes. Are there things that we can do to stick to a financial plan?
There's definitely many things we all should be doing, whether it's, financial health or fitness or health care or budget tracking. We all need to start somewhere. So what we really like to do with our clients is we say, don't be overwhelmed. It's so easy for all of us to say, we want to do these 8 things in the beginning of January. Well, let's try not to do that and kind of wrap your head around it so we're not overwhelmed and then do nothing.
So basically keeping it simple is kind of the key to a success. And you actually have a month-by-month plan to give our finances a fresh start.
I sure do. So what we do is we like to say, initially, let's just start by being organized. Let's figure out what you need to do. Kind of track everything down. Set a budget, figure out exactly where you're at, so that way if you can start small, you're not trying to tackle 8 different things at once. We really like to try to help our clients do that so they can actually get momentum moving forward with different tips. We like to say in January, let's do that. Let's sit down, let's review where everything is at. Let's kind of put together a tracking option and figure out where we want to start first.
Okay.
Then in February, we actually start small and start implementing that. So what's the first thing that we're going to do? Maybe we're going to start tracking, what exactly that particular budget is for certain items that you're going to pay for. So are we budgeting for Christmas? Are we budgeting for savings and investments? Are we budgeting to pay off certain debts? And I have a month-by-month tracker, so we can totally budget out where you're sitting on my website as well at wealthmichigan.com to track all of that for clients to say, this is where we're working well, this is where we kind of need to fill a void.
And someone can just log online onto the website and see that for themselves?
Correct. They can log on and start it themselves, or they, most clients come in and we could start with fresh with a new client and look at a full overview of where they're at, or those that are current clients, we continue to review and look at and make tweaks and changes as we need to throughout the year.
Awesome. So people have no excuse, basically. All right, so then what happens in March?
Okay, in March what we like to do is we like to say, now it's time to actually put your debt on a diet. So if you're going to put your debt on a diet, what I mean by that is we all like to say the first of the year we always want to lose weight and things like that, so it ties in really well. Okay, so we like to say, what exactly are you paying on credit cards, and what exactly were those expenses for you? So if we can actually track that for clients, show them exactly how much they did spend, and say, look, this $15,000 worth of debt on this credit card, if you didn't have it, that'd be $200 a month that you could put into this savings program or to pay this other debt down, or to invest for your future. So when we put it that way in dollars and cents, it really kind of hits home and gets people thinking, wow, I didn't really realize that was costing me so much, and then we can kind of get on the right track.
And now, would that help students with loans as well, you think, to do something like this? It
sure does, because that way it can help what are they paying for their student loan rates as far as, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and that's really what we like to say for the next month too is, hey, if you have credit card payments and different loans out there, go ahead and take a look at that, see if you can't consolidate them, maybe move to a different carrier, so that way we can keep that interest rate low. And we like to compare that to what is your interest rate you're paying for expenses versus maybe what they're investing. So as long as what they're earning investing is outperforming their interest rate for loans or credit cards, then they're doing okay, and we can keep kind of on track that way.
And now we have a lot of younger people, a lot of college students looking at getting credit cards. And since we're talking about debt and saving, what is a good way to avoid going into debt?
A lot of times we say if you can avoid going into debt, or even if you already have debt, it's making a big checklist of, let's take a look at all the debt items you have, and let's take the one with the smallest balance first. Get that paid off. It's unbelievable the momentum it gives clients to say, oh my goodness, we eliminated this payment, let's move on to the next one. So that's one way we like to do that. We like to do that and consolidate. So instead of trying to pay this one some and extra here, which we do want clients to do, but if we really take a look at that and start paying off one by one, now maybe they have $50 or $75 a month to put into maybe their savings or investment program for their IRA or a Roth or retirement.
Perfect. All right, so now we're entering springtime. What are we doing next?
Well, now that we're entering spring, we like to say, okay, we've gotten on the right track. Now we need to do a spring cleanup. So we say, let's do a spring cleanup. Let's review what we've done for the first quarter. You know, what have you done as far as with those goals that you've established when we met in January? Have you met any of those goals? Do we need to, you know, bump that up or scale back? What have we paid off, or how well have we done there? How are we doing investment-wise? Are you putting that money away? Are you deferring money to your 401? You know, we really like to try to say to our clients, if you can take 10% of your income and defer that for financial future, then you're definitely on the right track. So we see where they're at, we rebalance, and then we continue plugging away.
And we've gotten you a good start on the new year, but you have all 12 months on your website, correct?
Sure do. Yes, at wealthmichigan.com we have every single month of what we kind of think that you should focus on month by month. Okay, so let's say that you procrastinated and now it's June. You can kind of jump in there at any point in time and we can kind of start fresh from there, because we all just need a little bit of help and a little bit of jump start, but without trying to tackle maybe 8 or 10 different things at once, just one small thing at a time.
And we have also put that link on our website. You'll see it on the TV section of abc12.com. Now, you know, we've talked about some larger debts, we've talked about student loans, things like that. What about smaller debts, such as just those of us that maybe racked up too much on our bills for the holiday season?
Right. A lot of people are in that right now. So what we like to say, okay, Christmas is right around the corner. So what we want to do for next year is say, all right, we sit down with clients, what did you actually spend during the holiday season? Okay, on average, people are spending somewhere between $700 and $800, but everybody's situation is different. So then I help set them up on a budget for January through October, so that shopping can start in November, so it's not last minute shopping either, and say, all right, let's put away that much into a separate Christmas fund or a separate fund next year, so that you're not spending all that money right now and then, oh my goodness, you are putting extra on credit cards, which isn't good, or you're kind of losing momentum on your game plan that we've had you going on financially for the year. So we can establish that, so that way when it comes time to shopping next year, or maybe October time, you have all this money sitting in the account that you've already budgeted for the year. So it really eliminates a lot of anxiety, a lot of last minute shopping that goes on, adds back to that credit card debt again. So all of that, it really kind of helps keep people in line and gives you momentum and excitement that, you know what, we really have budgeted and planned for this. So that way they're doing a futuristic type of approach and being prepared and ready.
And, you know, in doing that, you are getting organized, you're building momentum, you're talking about, you know, that's 2 of the little 4-step program that you have actually, correct?
Right, it definitely is. We also like to say within that program too, let's take a look at what you've done for, you know, how are your accounts doing? Do we want to take a look at those accounts? Do we want to make sure that you're getting enough income from them? Are they growing well enough in the market that you're at? Or do you need to kind of make some reallocation and adjustments? You know, we know CD rates have not done very well. Bank accounts are not earning high interest rates right now. So it's a good time to evaluate, you know, what is my money doing for me? How is it working? So we're looking at budget-wise, but then we're also looking futuristic on what you are doing and what you are saving for and doing a well job on. You know, what of that safe money can you be doing better with to grow for your financial future and retirement?
Perfect. Well, Mindy, thank you so much for being here. That's all the time that we have for this edition of Newsmaker. Thank